Later, most of the Mahmud's attacks were directed to the temples town of North India. A temple town was not merely a religious center but a treasure house of fabulous riches as well. During the when Mahmud attacked, or you can say captured the heart of the India, he after capturing the heart of the India, his main focus was to attack the different temples of especially present in North India, because during that time in temples many ornaments, many gold ornaments were placed in the temple. So this was his main agenda, to attack the temple so that he can earn, or you can say he can capture as number of golds in his empire. Hundreds of temples were plundered and destroyed. The attack on the Somnath temple in Kathiawar was Mahmud's most ambitious and profitable expedition. So finally he started plundering, that means destroying the different types of temples, and he attacked one of the famous temple, that is Somnath temple in the Kathiawar, and it is considered as one of the most ambitious and profitable expedition he had done in his total empire period. The Indians put up a stubborn resistance to save the magnificent temple, which was the richest and the most sacred, that means holy or religious purpose temple of the Hindus. After 3 days of fierce fighting, the entire defense force of 50,000 soldiers lay dead. So he started capturing different temples, due to which the Hindus were very upset, because their cultures, or you can say their sacred temples, were destroyed by the Mahmud of Ghazni. The victorious Mahmud returned to his capital with immense treasures, that means valuable things, or you can say khazana, including valuable works of art. Mahmud was a great military leader, but he did not want to establish an Indian empire. Though he was a great military leader, but he did not want to establish an Indian empire. His interest lay in territorial expansion in Central Asia. Punjab was the only Indian province he annexed. His main agenda was to capture as number of area in the Central Asia so that he can expand his territory, and the only place which he had captured was Punjab. Sultan Mahmud drained away India's vast treasure and used them to transform, that is change, Ghazni into a magnificent capital city. Ghazni was adorned, that means attractive, with splendid, means excellent mosque, libraries and a museum. The court of Ghazni's glitter, that means shine, with sparkle, pearl, rubies and diamond. So his main objective was to capture as number of gold, diamonds, pearls, rubies, so that he can place in his empire, and he can show to others empire that how much rich he have. Mahmud was known as the idol breaker and a bandit, that means robbery operating on a large scale in the context of Indian history. So Mahmud of Ghazni is considered as the one of the idol breaker. That means why he is called idol breaker, because he used to destroy the temple, and he was famous for robbery, that means to take whatever valuable things with himself from different temples in North India. However, he was a patron, that is financier of art and learning, and enjoyed the company of learned scholars and poets. Though he was great at idol breaker and bandit, but his main interest was to learn different types of learning or arts and enjoy the company of different learned scholars and poets who used to say poet to him or sing a song for him. The Persian poet Firdausi, author of the great epic Shahnameh, and the great Persian historian and mathematician Al-Biruni, was among the eminent scholars patronized by Mahmud. So these two were the famous, you can say, great epic, and the Persian historian and mathematician during his empire. Mahmud raid exposed the weakness of the northern state and paved the way for the conquest of India. The entire of Ghazni disintegrated rapidly after Mahmud's death. for about 150 years after that, North India was free from foreign attack. So Mahmud raid export, it finally declared the weaknesses in the northern state of our India, and finally Mahmud was able to conquer the entire, or you can say entire north part of our India. When Mahmud finally dead, there was, or you can say when Mahmud died, after his death 150 years were free from any foreign attacks. That means when Mahmud died, 150 years was free from any other you can say foreign invasion. When Mahmud Ghori invaded India at the end of 12th century, there was 5 major Rajput kingdom in North India. So when Mahmud captured, or you can say invaded India, there were 5 major Rajput kingdoms, and they were the Rathors of Kannauj, the Chauhans of Delhi and Ajmer, the Solankis of Gujarat, the Paramaras of Malwa, and the Chandelas of Bundelkhand. Remember these Rajput names, they are very important. And in this picture you can see the green portion are the extent of the empire. That means it was the you can say territory which Mahmud of Ghazni had captured. Okay, and the you can say brown one is the area where he had overthrown other rulers and captured this area and finally included in his territory. So as you can see, the whole North India was under the empire, or you can say territory under the Mahmud of Ghazni.